Yo, what is up YouTube? It's your boy Kami here back for another video, and today we'll be discussing something quite interesting. It's in the realm of glass mousepads, as you know, since you've clicked on this video. This is the CLUSTRS gaming mousepad. And CLUSTRS is not just a normal glass mousepad for gaming. It is quite more in depth than that. It goes deeper. And the reason why it goes deeper than that is because we must understand that glass gaming mousepads are essentially an aesthetic market more so than they are a performance market. But what if I told you you could get both? So we're going to kind of dive deep into why CLUSTRS is a very good option as a glass gaming mousepad and kind of the things you get with it. So first off, I'd like to emphasize who the CLUSTRS gaming mousepad is for. It's a very balanced glass mousepad. It's not too fast. It's not too control. It's more definitely in the balance category of mousepads. Definitely not as fast as some of the other counterparts I've used before. But despite that, I don't find it lacking speed. I don't find it, too hard to control. I'll show some clips that I hit in Black Ops 7 recently. I even hit a nuke on this mousepad, so it is, wouldn't hold you back from any sort of gaming potential whatsoever if you have the mechanics, already. But another thing that I really want to emphasize with CLUSTRS is that, as you can see, it is a very beautiful glass mousepad. As I stated just a few seconds ago, that glass mousepads are primarily an aesthetic market, because you'll see that a lot of the people that buy glass mousepads, especially these FOMO drops, tend to be the same people every time. They just come back, buy a new design, whatever, because they have this fear of missing out on a specific design, or maybe they bought a specific design that was yellow and they really just wanted something that was red, like they wanted like a red anime girl, but they bought a blue anime girl or a yellow anime girl. And then turns out the next drop now has that, right? So what do? They go, they wait for the next drop, they buy it, they either fail the drop, it gets botted out, or they get the drop and they just spend more money. But here, with a lot of the counterparts that I've always shown when it comes to custom gaming mousepads, like Taobao and all these other Chinese retailers, is that they're very hard to navigate. They're very hard to use. And even some of the best custom glass mousepads tend to not really focus on anime designs, or they are very hard to use, or they're ceramic like the Kinects. So CLUSTRS here allows you to put, whatever design you want, and it's a very high quality print. This is one of the highest quality print glass mousepads I've ever owned, and I've owned many, if you go to my channel, many different glass mousepads, which is very, very impressive. The print is absolutely magnificent. So when you want performance of glass and you also want the aesthetics, CLUSTRS is a very good option. Not only to that, a lot of glass mousepads that I've owned in the past, for example, like my SkyPad 3.0, I did spill I think it was like Halloween Zero Sugar Fanta on it, and it like permanently dyed the mousepad. And water, for example, wasn't the best absorbed on that pad, but this pad has an AF coating, which allows the water to basically bead off the pad. It doesn't absorb, so the mousepad is not absorbing it. Instead, it turns into little beads, so it's easy to brush it off the mousepad in case of anything like that happens. It doesn't really happen often with me, but in the rare scenario that it does, it's nice to have that coating. It's also very easy to clean, as you guys know, and with these mousepads, you do get the premium backside. The silicone backside doesn't have like a specific branding on the backside. It is just a very well placed, sticky rubber sticker. Basically what it is. They place it on the naked part of the pad. It's high quality because you can tell there's not too much white when I showed it outside of the rubber. So it was placed very well, which is something that many of these Chinese counterparts, like on Ali and Superbuy, that you would encounter, they don't always have the most consistent rubber placements on the back of the pad. And another good thing about that is, since this is a custom glass pad, well, this one specifically is the Akira design. This is one of their own designs, but if you were to get a custom pad, right, you don't really want another company's branding on the back because it's kind of your own mouse pad. So having a more neutral backside, I think, is pretty beneficial to that goal, if that is something you have in mind. And durability, it's pretty durable. I could do drop tests, but I'm pretty sure most of you guys are not dropping your mouse pads off like parking lots. So yeah, it's pretty durable. Like most glass mouse pads, I wouldn't, use it as a kitchen countertop or something like that, but it is fine. Another thing that is good is it does not scratch easily. It's like has a very good surface. It's not cheap glass. It doesn't have the resin coating that some of those even cheaper glass mouse pads have. And I'm pretty sure it won't break if you slam into it. But I truly think the biggest selling point of this mouse pad is the fact that it is so customizable. You know, like having the accessibility of customizing a mouse pad with such ease is very rare, especially among the glass market. And for it to just be very accessible, and that I think will truly push clusters above the other mouse pads. You know, there's like a lot of quote unquote innovation in the glass pad scene where people are like trying to make their mouse pads as thin as they want, and you know, like, oh, this one's slightly slower than the other one and all this stuff. And I think in reality, this whole scene of glass pads is just aesthetics. Like, it's just speed freaks and aesthetics, or maybe people that slay like faster mouse pads and aesthetics. Of course, there is the argument that having one singular glass pad is very good, opposed to a bunch of cloth pads, because of course durability is great on glass pads. You don't ever have to replace them as long as you treat them well. They will eat your skates over time. That is quite literally the only maintenance with glass pads compared to cloth pads. But besides that, you don't really have to worry about anything. Yeah, since we're on the topic of custom glass mouse pads, I thought it'd be a good idea to basically just kind of show you guys their website on how you can order a pad, and just kind of how to navigate it. Right now they have Black Friday, so they have the Black Friday sale, which applies to a lot of the stuff on their website. This is the Akira. This is what I'm currently using, so you guys are interested. It's the 500 by 400 size. It's pretty big. You know, some mouse pads out there are 500 by 500, but I think 500 by 400 is good enough for most people, I would say. I tend to play pretty low sense, and this is fine for me, but if you even play lower sense, then maybe like ultra, I'm talking like ultra low sense, like arm aiming and everything, you might maybe want a bigger mouse pad. But yeah, so just go through the website. As you can see right here, there is the custom glass pad option immediately, and you can basically just select the thickness if you want of the pad, if you really care about that, the different sizes, and you basically get an option right here to upload your image. So you can press upload your image, and you just, you know, choose the file. And let me just pick an image real quick to show you guys. So I'm using an image of Clicks eating a Sakura ULX, for example. And you can basically just crop the image and choose like how much of you want it on the mouse pad. You can select kind of where the middle would be. So if you're satisfied with this, you just add it to cart. Now I don't know if it'll leak anything. Nope. So it just says you can just check out right here. And if you use code Kami, you get another $20 off. So code Kami, right? Code Kami is huge. So like I said, I've always been an advocate for bringing back the glass mousepad market and aesthetics to the consumers, kind of these anti-FOMO drops when it comes to glass mousepads. I've always think the FOMO drops for glass mousepads are very irritating, very like hurtful to the market and to the consumer, considering the profit margins on most glass mousepads are not that crazy. So I think if you're going to get a glass mousepad for aesthetics and for performance, you should be able to choose a design that you truly love, that you truly want, you know you will be satisfied with, and you should be able to access it in an easy market. So I think out of all the options I've ever listed on my channel, CLUSTRS makes it the most convenient, the easiest for any of you that is really willing to get a glass mousepad of your choice. Of course, it might be more expensive than getting it this way compared to a lot of other markets, but at the same time, you're paying for the safety. You're getting a 3-year warranty, which is very huge. You don't get that with a lot of other companies. So overall, I think it is a very good investment if you are certain that you want a glass mousepad, you know what design you want. I think CLUSTRS is a no-brainer. And yeah, it's been your boy Kami. Hope you guys enjoy. And they currently have a Black Friday sale. I think it ends December 1st, and I would probably just get on that if you're truly interested in this. And you know, I usually don't promote my code, but for something like this, I decided to partner with them because I truly love the product, and I think it's a very good thing to add to the space. So yeah, code Kami, guys, and it's been your boy. Thank you so much for the subscribers. We're still going up, so appreciate it, and I'll have more videos soon. And yeah.